Hello there, it's David here from Dingle Lane. And today what I want to do is just have a little chat about accounting software. Of course, as accountants, we're regularly asked, what software should we get for our business? Now, it's very easy in those circumstances just to say, the popular software is X or Y. And there are a couple of extremely popular pieces of kit out there. They are popular for a very good reason. They're very good in their way. Doesn't mean necessarily that they are perfect. And so one of the key things that you need to be thinking about is whether that software that you want to use actually maps across to what you do as a business and how you structure what you do, the kind of information you need to have, and the kind of output you need to get from that system. So for instance, if you're a farmer, you're going to have very, very specific needs. Your tax situation is going to be very specific because there are rules applicable to farming businesses that don't apply to everybody else, particularly in terms of averaging adjustments over several years and so on and so forth. If you are a lawyer, you're going to have very specific needs about what you want to do. If you work and cost and charge primarily on the basis of jobs or batches of product, you're going to have very specific needs. So if you're a brewer, you're going to want, for instance, the cost information coming out of your accounting system to be very, very specific. Particularly also then in terms of how it impacts the duties that you end up paying to HMRC as well for each batch that you make, and so on and so forth. Now, can any single accounting system cover all of that? Well, actually, there are some systems out there that will do all of that for you, but you may well sit there and think, but they're going to have to do an awful lot of tweaking. And in reality, actually, there are interfaces you can get that manage that. The great joy of what we do as an accountant is, of course, we sit here and look at all these systems and map all those interfaces and how they integrate and how they work. And so we're in quite a good position to be able to say to you, right now for your particular needs and your particular business, I would suggest having a look at this bit of software with this set of interfaces, yada, yada, yada. Get what we call an app stack sorted out. Lovely, everything's app based these days. And what that means is that you can do stuff on the fly as you go, tootling along quite happily. But also it means that while you're out and about, you can actually check what's going on and get live data feeds and live information into your own hands. And certainly that's something, as you'll appreciate from the videos that I've done, that I'm a huge fan of making sure that you've got plenty of access to live information so that you know exactly what's going on with your business at any individual point in time. It also means that me as an accountant can very readily get hold of that information and give you advice, and we can talk about that information live looking at the data on the screen together. Indeed, even where I do bookkeeping for individual clients, what I tend to find is I share the details with them so that it's not just restricted to me. My clients can get access to that information as well. They know where I'm up to, so I can't hide and say, I'll leave that to the weekend. I'll deal with that after my hangover. No, they get to see exactly where we're at. It's very transparent. It makes life nice and simple. But it also means that sometimes there may be a technological solution, a software solution for you that is perhaps less complicated than you might otherwise think. There are some incredibly good bits of kit out there that cost next to nothing, are absolute peanuts for money, and yet still give you access to all of the really great accounting tools like uploading invoices on the fly as you go from your mobile phone, can cope with making tax digital so your VAT is all sorted with HMRC nice and easy and so on. And don't necessarily cost the earth. Don't give you restrictions on, you've sent out 5 invoices this month already, you can't send out a 6th for another 20 days. What's that all about? So, don't necessarily go for the obvious ones, although they obvious for a very good reason, and they are very good, and if they're right for you, I'd certainly be recommending them to you. But also you need to be looking at not just the underlying core software, but whether, for instance, you might need to have some add-ons attached to that then make that software functional and usable for you as a person or you as a business. So that's where having a good tech-savvy accountant, again, makes a really big difference, because we can look at that range of options for you and can help you make an informed choice without necessarily surprising you 2 weeks down the line by saying, oh, and by the way, it's going to cost you an extra X amount per month because we need to add on that bit. Oh, and then we need to add on that bit and that bit. That. We can look at the whole package for you and do a proper accountancy, if you like, system survey and review for you, so that we can look at your whole system, get it right from day one in terms of what you need that information to do, that system to do for you, and also where you're going as a business, because what's right for you now may well not be right for where you are in 12 months' time. So you need to be looking at how flexible is the system, how movable and portable is it, to enable you to develop and pivot and change and move your business around. So never go for a piece of software just because you like the look of it. Although, sometimes the look and feel actually is terribly important. I'm a great fan of having software that actually works for you and is intuitive to use, and I really don't like software that isn't intuitive to use. It drives me nuts if you have to go and spend money on a 5-day training course just to use this expensive bit of software that they've suddenly sold you. That drives me cuckoo with some software providers. So get in touch with your accountant, have a chat, and we'll find the right solution for you that's cost effective for you. Have a lovely day. That's David Nicol from Dingle Lane. Cheery bye.